Okay, the time is 7:16. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance and for invocation.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Father in heaven, we come before Thee with good intentions in our hearts. Help us that we may be able to work through the problems with the Economic Development Corporation, and that we may do things that will help this town grow and prosper. Help us that our minds may be open to new ideas. Help us that we may be able to do Thy will in all things. Father, we're thankful for these many blessings that Thou bestows upon us. We ask Thee to protect the citizens during this freeze that we're going to have, that they may not have very many problems, and that all may be safe from the cold. Also, protect our workers as they have to get out in the cold and work with the water and the problems that occur during freezing time. Please help them and guide them. Father, we love Thee. We say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do roll call. We'll start with Larry.
Larry Cody.
Kathy O'Neill.
Pam Reed.
Brett Byers.
Allison Zernick.
Okay, for announcements, no movies in the park until next spring, thank goodness. The chamber luncheon will be on January the 16th at 11:45. Anybody that's interested in going. And our EDC is sponsoring a job training. We're working in coalition with the public library and with the workforce. And on January the 22nd and the 29th, anyone who's interested can go to the library at 10 a.m. And get help with job help. The 22nd, they're going to do job interviewing, and they'll have someone there that will actually do a mock interview with anybody that wants to try that. And on January 29th, they'll discuss resume writing again. Anyone who's interested in that needs to sign up in the library. And we'll be passing that along to other people in the city. Anyone have any other announcements?
It's going to be cold. Drip the faucets at a very low drip,
Yes.
not full speed.
Yes.
I did go visit Mira at the library, and she had one computer that needed to be fixed.
Uh-huh.
3 of them that just needed RAM upgrades. They're all pretty good to go.
Good deal. So they're going to be helping with setting people up on the computers there also. Awesome. Any citizen-related input to the agenda? It's shut. No. Okay. All right. So if we'll look over the consent agenda, we need approval of the minutes from December. I look at bank statement, profit and loss, and vendor report. Look over those. If you will, when you're looking at the profit and loss, it's in a different format than what we're used to. I encourage you to look on the back of each page because it gives much more detail about what we spent, what came through the budget.
What did Ms. Flock say?
Flock safety is the thing that we did for the police department. Last year, we ordered the cameras for them, and this year we paid for 1 year of their maintenance.
Usage maintenance.
Yeah,
When we
maintenance.
agreed to do the cameras, they said that they would make sure that they paid for.
Uh-huh. And so we agreed to 1 year, this year only, that we would do this for them. And they're
We're trying to get the
said,
ROI back on the accounts.
That was what they said, and
oh,
we asked.
It's a work in progress.
yeah, it's a work in progress. Apparently, their hope is that when they get the area in back where they're picking up cars that are stolen and things like that, that they'll be able to auction those off and pay for their expenses on that later.
You said look at the back page for the.
Yeah, look at every one of the back pages, there'll be individuals. Front page is a general, and then the back page will be, on the back will be the detail for it. This is the new system the city is going to, so it looks totally different from what we had before. And in some ways, it's a little harder to read, in some ways, it's a little easier to read, depending on what you're looking for.
And it lays it out better, but then it kind of, with it separated, it's just different.
Why would they have transfer from water sewer under the EDC? I mean, it doesn't have a total, but that's illegal.
Well, some of these items that are on here
Mhm.
were old items that were on the older budget before I came.
Oh.
And so they still have to keep that number available to do something with. But we're not doing that.
No, that's it.
So that makes it a little bit weird.
I know for accounting purposes, they have to do that, but don't they have the yearly rectifieds where they finally get to set that straight and run it?
Well, I've asked several times to have certain things taken off and they keep showing up, so that's all I can say.
Maybe after they get settled.
What's the grant, Roger?
That's.
166.67.
Well, I don't know what that expense is.
What is it?
Grant writing.
Grant writing.
That's the same amount.
Oh,
as
no,
under
no, no,
marketing
no,
and
that's if you,
promotion.
that, I see now.
That's what it would be, right?
That's what it would be a month if we were paying that amount out. The annual budget is 2,000, which divided up would be 166.67 a month. But we have not spent any on it. Thought maybe they put it on the wrong column, and I was getting worried.
Yeah, this is really confusing.
Well,
Are we still doing park restroom repairs?
But if they have to keep that on there from,
The budget?
it still shows up as a line item, even though we've asked them to remove it. It's one of those that we asked to remove because we're not doing anything in there this year. But they have, because of the way the system is,
So
so,
this profit and loss is not gonna show what our actual budget should be showing,
okay. So-
right? I remember.
All right, so looking at these pages of it, okay,
Yes.
these individual ones, you're gonna see a month actual, what we've actually spent. You're gonna see what if we divided what we budgeted for the year, which is in this column,
Into months.
and this column, I'm sorry, annual budget, divided up as a monthly amount.
Right.
And then we'll see what we've spent year to date in this column, and then the annual budget. There'll be a lot of them that'll have zero all the way across because those are line items that we
Don't you?
aren't utilizing anymore. So it's a little bit harder in that sense to figure it out, but it is nicer that they break it down a little bit better.
So Ben, what's the 325 for the GoDaddy?
That's what we spend per year for our website.
Crazy.
No,
No.
no.
That's with me doing everything, like nothing is charged to the
Just
city.
for the hosting?
No, that's for the whole, the domain, everything.
Yeah,
That's for the security, that's for everything, 300 and, whatever, a year.
see,
Not a month.
we pay $350 a year. The city pays $6,000 a year for theirs.
And before we did this, we were paying between 3 and 5,000. a
Before
year.
we did this, we
Yeah.
were spending 3,000 to 5,000 on website. We said that's ridiculous, so we developed
Yeah.
our own with.
I was just wondering because we typically,
Yeah,
it's not like it gets a lot of traffic, so you don't.
And actually, it does.
Does
It
it?
does.
How many hits a month we did?
Right now, I'd have to go on there and look, but at last I was checked, it was over 1,000. Not a month, but I think that was in the 6-month period.
I just always thought it was like $10 a month.
Oh,
For little things.
No, well,
Well, I mean,
we do have a $10 a month thing that we
Right.
also pay.
for the, it does for the email that is under the URL name. So there's the West Tawakoni Economic Development Corporation email.
I thought they actually moved that all over to Microsoft. Yes, they did to
It
mine.
is, it's
Okay.
still, yeah,
All right, they,
And
so they
then-
charge you $35 an hour instead of giving it to you for free.
yeah. And then, there is the security, the SSLs on there. There is the full backups, and there is me doing all the maintenance.
Yeah, so we're coming out way ahead compared to what the city's paying,
Oh, I
or
know
what
that.
we were paying
I'm even
before.
cheaper though. I can go for like 100 a month.
Yeah.
But that's just me doing nothing, so
Yeah,
it's all right.
so we're doing a lot better than we
I was
were.
mad at GoDaddy for making me buy my own email register.
Yeah,
So we're doing pretty good there.
because it does show it as annual, not monthly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's just a little fun. I figured
So I
I'd
know
do
that's
this.
the other one.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Besides, that's gonna come up to your web work.
So everybody had a chance then to look over everything.
I will get you.
Um,
I'm just making sure you guys weren't getting over check.
I mean,
I figured you guys did the extra security, the backups, all that stuff. I would not do.
yeah, I do all that.
Okay, do I have a motion on the floor then?
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from last time and the bank statement, profit and loss. vendor report.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Okay. Gonna do old business next. And I think we've already kind of covered a little bit, the sponsorship at the library. They did receive their check for $2,500 to work on the workforce job training and library program that we're entered into with them. They're going to give us a spreadsheet report on how many people they help with the job training, whether they're helping with getting them on a computer, helping them do applications, helping them with resumes and the interviewing. They're going to keep that going for us. So they'll report on probably about every 6 months to us on that. And I think the first meeting they had was in December, and they had 5 people come over and do the resume training. And for our town, that's pretty good. You know, for 5 to show up for that. And they've done some follow-up on that, and all 5 of them have come back to the library and did their own resume with the help of people in the library and have sent them out. So that's good.
They have a nice group of ladies there that put everything together and get the paperwork orientated properly, and it's just wonderful to watch. And
It is.
little
So,
tears come to your eyes, you know.
yeah, so that's something I'm very proud that the EDC is working on, and I'm hoping that as we develop that over there, that as the year goes by, and next year we maybe can give them even more money to work on that. Because that's a very worthwhile project for our area.
there's always something like that I was thinking of, would eventually, if we ever got a building type thing, was always wanted to do like maybe the first 3 levels of technology for young people. Because I couldn't give older people lessons on the mouse. I'd be like working with my wife and I'd go crazy. But like your A+, your Network Plus, your Security Plus certifications, I've been talking to her about that. And I think we're going to start off maybe, she's already discussing it and see what we can do about starting off an A+ class.
Well, I think the library eventually is going to work towards that too. Right now, we're trying to just trim it down to resume and interviewing and then helping them do applications and stuff. But eventually, with this program and with us sponsoring, they're hoping that they will eventually be able to include computer courses there. So that's the plan, which I feel really good about. Okay, Red, do you want to talk about the park internet
Yeah.
stuff?
I didn't get it done because, of course, it was the holidays. But I did do a same check with both the provider I was talking about, Ubiquity. I've had it verified by 3 different people. They are by far still the best price for what we're looking at as far as a vendor and call it medium-sized business application provider goes. You weren't here. We're talking about lighting up the city park with Wi-Fi.
I have a question about that, because I did watch
Okay.
the meeting even though I couldn't
Okay,
attend.
go ahead and ask your question first.
So Vox Technologies has offered to help in that area whenever they come in. Just putting that out there.
Of what?
Supplying Wi-Fi through the area.
Oh,
A 5G network.
Yes.
Okay, but
Is
the
that-
city has CRP. When they came in, they offered to do it free.
But they never have really.
I mean, I'm just.
Well, we need to probably check on
Well,
that.
the city is switched over to, the city hall is switched over to Frontier now. So I think that's kind of off the table. They never did do everything they said they were gonna do here. But Vox Technology, when they get here, they're going to put
Because that's what they
the
do.
5G up there.
Yeah.
Just to start, which should cover a big portion of our city.
Yeah.
But what we're talking about with this
It is
is,
different.
Okay.
But, so a 5G signal's directly cellular signal. Okay, your cell phone actually has 3 different radios in it.
Right.
One's for Wi-Fi, and 2 of them are different for your cell.
Right.
So 5G, you're talking about cell signals. And if they're doing it, they're still gonna have to be utilizing off the backbone of AT&T, T-Mobile, or Verizon. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
They make a contract with them and they provide a service through their hardware. Okay, which is fine. And if they do that, it's fine. But, and I guess they'll probably work with whoever they're working with to say, look, we're in between 2 towers, one going over past where the new homes are coming in. I ran this on when I was trying to get to working at the fire department. We are right in the dead spot between the 2 major towers. Okay, that's why everyone has such a hard time getting a good cell signal at the park there. What we're talking about is actually providing Wi-Fi
Right.
at there. So, and the difference would be, but of course now if everyone has 5G and a good signal to it, you don't need Wi-Fi.
Well, I know that, he was speaking about, because that was one of his questions was about our internet service out here. And that he wanted to be able to help us get more internet access to, because that's what they do.
Mhm.
And I mean, they have government contracts for it and everything else too. So I don't know, you might want to speak with them
Yeah,
too,
well,
just to get an idea of what they can
I'll
do.
make it as part of my next follow-up. If you give me a contact,
yes.
I'll get a technical update about what
Yes.
they're looking at and discuss the gaps in between and
Yeah.
everything. But just so you know, and we're still in discovery on this
Yes.
anyways.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're looking at under $1,000. And not only would that supply doing the park,
Mhm.
and one part I would want you to help out with was be doing a landing page for the guest network.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just like you're if you're in an airport, right? You say, sign in as a guest.
Yeah.
And you get your little landing page up there, but you get all your marketing and everything else. And one of the good things about it, not only get the EDC stuff out there, but just eventually this park committee or whatever the city's doing, you don't have a list of events right there saying, here's what the park's going up, here's, be able to advertise that going through. But also being at the location in the building we plan to put into it, the backbone for that will supply the whole building. So it's really just adding on to the infrastructure we're gonna put in place anyways.
So the main deal is that it would be a good advertising tool for us to have the landing page that show the EDC is the one providing the service. And for that little bit of investment to do that, that's a lot of good advertising.
I could do a free landing page.
I know you could. And I can do it, I just don't take me a lot longer than you. I'm not so artsy crafty.
Well, I could do that HTML, which would
Right.
be just simple, and I
And
can
the
post
thing-
that myself.
Yeah, and we do it on a local
Right.
cloud router that would reach to.
So getting
But
you
the-
2 together on that will be a great
I got
idea.
one little hiccup
Okay.
compared to what I was talking to. So it's one thing I did, and I talked about both with my Santa Chief, my old boss, plus with Equity. And that is, in order to reach all the way down to the water,
Mhm.
we would have to put a repeater in there. Of course, I gotta get out there and get the old measuring tape out and find out exactly what sizing I would need, but most likely would have to be something, there's power all in between there, but it would seem that probably the restroom area right there and be able to put an antenna from that area to cover towards the water. So I, hit from our building over to there, cover all the cell signal.
Water
Or
The
closer
restrooms?
to where the city water stuff is.
No, to the lake, to cover the whole park.
Right,
the
but
whole
I'm
park.
saying the repeater, if we put it more towards there, then it would reach further down, right? Because
Well, no, we put it-
eventually gonna have open on the point, would it reach all the way out there?
No, we don't, well, yes and no.
maybe what we should look at then is seeing if we can we have one on the building that we're proposing for the EDC and then have one on the
On the
point.
point.
Mhm.
That would probably
That would cover
be
it.
the best place to have.
We
the
could.
repeater.
Now, giving my original estimate, so they're 1,000, that would probably add maybe an extra 250. We could put a repeater out there, but we'd have to run on solar, because there's no power out there. But we could put a solar powered repeater out there. I haven't gotten quite into that part yet, because that kind of came up with my new discovery. So we have to put a repeater at the restrooms over there. Now, keep in mind, we can make any signal go, we can make it go 5 miles, okay?
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean you're capturing all the traffic in between. It just goes from there to the repeater.
Right.
The repeater is gonna go about 400 feet.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have one there at our building, at 400 feet out. Get to the repeater, it's about another 400 feet.
Right.
We can go out to the point, get the whole 400 feet out there in the Omni,
And it's just-
stuff like that, but we don't, we don't have no power. And then we also have to involve the city now because we're utilizing
Well,
resources.
any way we look at it,
We have to.
we probably have to involve the city as far as where we're putting the repeater.
Yeah.
And I don't think the city would be against it because every time we have anything that goes on in the park and you can't get internet out there and you have vendors out there who can't get their money because they can't get,
Use their card.
Internet.
Yeah.
the cards,
That
I'm
would solve
sure
that
that
problem.
would solve that problem. So if we'll continue discovering on that.
Okay, yeah, also I just gotta make sure you get the right equipment and again, just to get the proper measurements so I know which repeaters and so forth to put it. And now if we want to add on to it and add on to the discovery, doing the point with a solar powered, I will add that
Yes,
into the overall.
Add that in and we'll go for broke if we're gonna do this. Let's do it.
No, very good.
Very good. Okay. Business of the month. Any suggestions for this month?
I do want to let you know that the RV Center has been put on there. I don't have one from last month if there was one chosen.
Yes. Larry, you and James went out and saw the fellow from
The marina,
Marina. Okay.
Tawakoni Marina or
the one down there,
Uh,
you know, where the restaurant is, you take a right,
okay.
take a right at the restaurant. I talked with him
Anchoring.
out there, yeah,
Okay.
and he just got on a committee. Did he just get on that committee?
I think he's on planning and zoning.
Planning and zoning, he just got, and the other one went off.
Did y'all happen to fill out the form for that?
No, we gave it to him, and he was
Okay.
gonna fill it out.
Okay.
Okay. He hasn't returned.
Can you
yet.
check back with
Yeah.
you and see if he's got it filled out and we'll get it to Allison so she can get it on our
Website and get
website and get that back going.
Definitely.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay,
So business.
So,
of the month.
we will do that in next month, then we can discuss who we're gonna use for business of the month after that.
I mean, we could still do for this month and just, we'll put them on there and we'll get the information back for that month.
Okay,
That's how we had to do the last one.
okay. So do we wanna go ahead and discuss our next one then, next business of the month?
So we already did the RV Center.
We did the RV center.
And we've done, the tire shop, and we have done the Billy's Donuts, and we have done Ranch Arrows. And,
And we do Dale.
no,
They never did get our stuff. They never did fill out our form or do anything to get theirs.
I mean, I can always put something on there if that's what we choose to do. If they just have a hard time filling them out and returning them, that's just up to y'all. Because we can still advertise for them. I just figured if they wanted to put a little bit of effort in there for their background story. That's up to y'all, however you want to do it.
Any suggestions on who you want?
Is it Greg's?
Billy's Donut.
We
She said
did them.
Billy.
We did
Yeah.
them already. We did Billy's. We love Billy's.
How about the new liquor store? Anyone
We
liquor?
have not done that
We
one.
haven't done that.
What about Chase Greg's?
We've done, Greg's, we did Greg's.
We did Griggs.
Yes.
We haven't done King Cup. And that's
Or,
Sites Welding.
yeah, that's.
Sites Weldon. We haven't done them.
They have a big, pardon me, this is Chris Bynum's talking. They have a massive contract building stands for laundromats that the equipment sits on. And they've made, apparently, from what I'm understanding, the proprietor, tens of thousands of these pedestals that go out all across North
Does
America.
anybody have a contact for that, other than what I have on the business directory?
I don't, I
I'll
mean,
call them. I ain't scared of them.
okay, you get in touch with them then and
Yes.
see
And
about sites.
they employ about a half a dozen people.
Half of them. Just in case they don't respond.
Yeah, that would be
So
awesome.
I'll make a motion that we do Sitz Welding for Business of the Month for January.
All in favor?
Yeah, it's SEITZ, correct?
Yes.
And that's for January?
Yes.
Well, we really can't even say what month because we'll run one for a month and then when we get information from the other one, we'll run it for a month.
Well, what I've been doing is that we've been like selecting them for that month, and then no matter when they've given me the information, I've still just put it for that month and put the information on there. So if they get it back to us in time, then they get front page. If they don't get it back to us in time, they still get their own link page that shows the background and all the information on there under the Business of the Month tab.
If you'll give me the form, I'll take it to Bill since it's validation.
I can send one.
She'll send it to you. So get that so we can eventually do it because we
Yeah.
really wanted to get it.
They give to the community.
They do. I think they do. But they were so doggone busy, they didn't fill out the form. And I went back about 3 different times.
That's the trouble I had with Branch Arrows, but it worked out. We got it all.
Okay.
So Anchor In was for December?
Yes.
Okay.
That way I can still go ahead and create their certificates, and all I have to do is just put it on the website.
Well, since we haven't done anything with anchoring yet, we'll say that's January's and then sites will be February's. And then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay. Any other things we need to discuss with Business of the Month? We've already voted on it, correct?
Yes.
Who seconded it? Was there a second on that motion?
I did.
Oh, Kathy.
Okay, grant writer status. Okay, so I called a bunch more and I still get the answer that none are willing to look for the grants for us per se. If we pick out a grant, they're willing to write it. And then they want us to pay them up front, these things.
What happened to the one that we mentioned for the EDC and the city? That we took to council and they decided they were gonna take it over for the roads and stuff. What happened to
The
that?
raise grant?
Yeah.
I've talked to our new council members and they're actually working on it right now. That's our new council members, not our old council.
But I think the
members.
deadline's already way past,
No,
because it was January, oh wait, it's January of this year,
yeah, it's January of this year and,
January 8th.
well, they extended the deadline.
Okay.
So it's down to January 30th. And I know that they're actively working on it. So
Awesome.
it's a good thing we have new council members. Okay. So I know, Sylvia, would you share with the group what you told me about what your son said?
My son has gotten a couple of grants. One for his company and one was just sort of a personal entertainment type grant. But mainly he said we're not going to be able to, he doesn't think we're going to be able to find anybody that will be paid out of the grant, because that would be a grant for a grant writer, and that probably is not going to work. Now, Pam said she thought she had heard of grants that they did pay,
Yeah.
so
I know,
that may
I
be
know
wrong.
that some of the
raised
raised
one.
the raised one may pay
Oh,
the grant
okay.
writer, and I know the one we did for the water company, whenever we discovered that one and started working on that one, they paid it out of the grant.
Right.
But I think you're right on.
A lot of them say
Most of-
that you can't do that, but there are ones that you, like the raised grant.
But he was just, there's a lot of, you ask for so much money. Well, they don't just send you a check and say, have a nice life, or I guess you're gonna pay for this or that. You have to justify all of that. You have to keep receipts. They have to know what it's going for. It may not even be the whole thing in one check. They could, if you're gonna say, I need to pay employees, they may give it to you on a monthly basis or something like that. It's not as simple. It's a lot of work even after you get money. And it's really a lot of work to get it at all. So that's mainly what he had to say about this.
So it's just something to keep in mind. We'll continue to work towards that. But,
So are you finding them that, like, if I did find more, like the raised rent, that they would be willing to write them? It's just they're not willing to search for them.
yes, that's what I am finding.
Okay. So
There's quite a few of them that are willing to write, they're not willing to find for us.
no legwork, just.
No legwork.
Okay.
No legwork. And, and I'm always trying to find grants from, I look on the Texas EDC, I look on the state thing and all, and I'm always trying to look for grants, but I just haven't found anything that really fits us yet. We'll continue to do that. Okay, anything else anybody wants to say on that? Okay, let's go on. TED membership for 2025. We all need to sign up for new membership. What I need from you is I either need to come to your houses and get on the website and have you sign in with your password and your name thing, and me use the credit card and get you signed up, or you need to call me and let me do it over the phone and whatever. But I would like to get these done before we leave on our trip on January the 20th. So if everybody will try to get back with me.
If you'd come over any time over, it would help me, because with the computer.
Okay. I'll be over tomorrow afternoon if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
I can have
Okay.
mine in by tomorrow.
Huh?
I can have mine in by
Okay.
tomorrow. Now,
Yeah.
which one do they want us to select?
What I want you to select is for your yearly membership. And
They've changed the wording of, like, they used to be active and then,
we're all volunteer.
membership, yeah.
We're all volunteering. So it has to be under the volunteer.
Because my understanding is when it said the volunteer was not like, that we didn't work for an EDC. The volunteer was like people that are out in the community that wanted to pay for a volunteer membership. So
I've talked to them and they say if
It's
you're
still
serving on the board as a volunteer, to sign up on the volunteer.
okay.
You're still on the board, but you're, obviously they don't pay us a dime.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Just making sure because it was like active and volunteer.
Okay, so the next thing is in your packets. We have James Champ's resignation. He's all seen that.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. So we, yeah, go ahead and make it.
Make a motion that we accept the resignation from James Chimp from the EDC board.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
James has done such a good job of helping us. We really
I hate to see him go,
we all hate to see him go.
I'm sure he'll still help from the background.
He will still help from the background
Yeah.
in any way he can. Okay,
Is it just because he's on the council now?
yes, just because he's on the council, he's decided to do that. Okay. resignation you need to look at.
No, we're not.
I don't know.
I understand. You want me to make that motion too?
If you would, please.
Okay. I make a motion. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I
On
make
the,
a
on the
motion.
date that it says on here.
Okay. I make a motion to accept the resignation of Pam Reed from the Economic Development Corporation Board as president, effective on January 19th, 2025.
Now, is that only as president, or is that including from the EDC?
Well,
It's
that would be
from
from
the
the EDC.
Red Bears, I second it.
All in favor?
Hesitatingly.
I've just fought too much.
Well,
I understand.
we all got our battles.
Yeah, we all have our battles. And that's why on the end here, I've asked for an executive session to discuss some economic development stuff that should go out to the public. Which y'all will need to know as well.
Is that now?
No. I just felt like I have fought too long, and maybe it's time for somebody else to take the reins. Larry, you as vice president will be in charge of the next meeting, and I will help you with the agenda and everything before the next meeting, which you'll need to have
I'm not allowing this to happen. Yeah.
It does have to be agreed to.
We needed at least a 3-month notice on it here, because that's an awful lot of seat to fill.
well, thank you for that, but
Well, I can't believe it.
I will, you'll need to have an election of officers on this next agenda.
Do we need to have a special session, or are we just gonna wait for the next?
You can wait till the next, it's not, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
different. I will be around to answer any questions y'all have. You can call me at any time. Only time I'm not gonna be here is between January 20th and February 6th, because I'm going to make a big trip through the Panama Canal.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but I will be here to help with anything else. And we'll discuss some other things further here in a minute.
I hate to interject, but I'm gonna suggest I'll go to her house and take some bottles of wine and have multiple meetings there.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. And I'm trying to get all the paperwork together for you guys and everything. And that's one reason that I didn't say tonight was it, because we'll make this transition. And kind of go from there. Okay, so we next on our agenda have discuss and take action on board applicants. We have Donna Milburn here, who's one of our applicants, and apparently we have a couple more that I haven't received. So, but we're gonna let Donna talk to us tonight, and you can ask her questions and see. So Donna, would you stand, please? And sure.
Nice to see you guys this evening, no matter how cold it is. I do have this moment with you resigning where I'm like, maybe I'll pull that application because you're such a good leader. I was looking forward to working under you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I don't know if y'all have seen a copy of my curriculum vitae. Have they received that?
I don't think they have, and
Okay, but I can give you a quick summary of kind of who I am.
Not for me.
All right, I'm a clinical psychologist. I've been working in the field for over 35 years.
Very nice.
And I am semi-retired at this point. My primary business was up in Plano for all of those years once I graduated from UT Southwestern Medical. And then I met my lovely, wonderful husband here in 2005. Married him, moved to Lake Tawakoni instead of living in Plano. And this has become my home, and it's been my home since 2006. I moved my practice out here, so I do mostly teletherapy. I live at 708 Shoreline Drive in the Indian Oaks edition, and we bought the lot next door and built a home for my father to live in until he passed. And then that has become my office. So I'm registered in Hunt County under Dr. Donna Milburn, and I'm doing the work from there. I also have recently begun doing evaluations for Van Zandt Sheriff's Department. So when people apply to work for Van Zandt, then I do their evaluations and let them know if psychologically the person's going to be a good fit or not for doing that kind of work. I served on West Tawakoni City Council for 2.5 terms, so it's 5 years. I'm currently the secretary of the Lake Tawakoni Planning and Zoning Commission for all the development around the lake. And those meetings don't go this long. Our Thursday meeting is canceled, as you guys both know, because Pam and Larry both sit on that board.
And that I'm not giving up.
So when James called me and told me that he was going to resign, he asked if I would put in an application for his position. And I said, yes, I would do that on a couple of conditions. My first condition was I wanted to know that Kevin Featherston would feel comfortable with me doing that. I like to see the city have a consistent agreement between how city council, city hall runs, and how the various commissions run and corporations run. And so I definitely got the word back that Kevin said yes, that was a positive. The second person I contacted was Pam, because I wanted to make sure with her running this board and being the president that she would be okay with that. And it would be a cohesive picture for me to come on board if you accept me and the city accepts me coming on board.
And I will say that she would make a great
No,
position.
I'm already making a motion there that she's gonna go for president.
Yeah, see, I was thinking about pulling that.
I'm making a motion.
You have me a mostly good husband.
So do you guys have any questions that you'd like for me to answer?
Is that a trick question?
What is your last name?
Sorry. Milburn, Milburn.
One that they usually ask, and I guess they're being shy or shocked right now, that they usually ask is, why do you want to be on this board?
Well, I think that aside from my commitment to the city and that this is my home, this is where I'm going to stay, this is where we'll be having home health care services take care of me till the end. I'm not leaving West Tawakoni. I'd like to see business development in this city. There has been some growth in terms of the last 10 years, and I'm pleased with the businesses that have come in. It's taken a long time, even from the time that I was on city council, and we were trying to get businesses in, like the old Scotty's. The new owner bought it, but it still took 5 years before any kind of movement got made on making that happen. I think we've had more business growth, and I'd like to be a part of bringing in more business and helping the area.
And we have some slated to come in, which is really good. It'll be an exciting time because I think we'll get even more.
Let's be honest, she watched one of our meetings and she said, I can analyze those people.
Actually, my standard line is, unless you're paying me, I don't analyze anything.
Okay. So,
Have you ever been in this type of position other than the EDC board?
Yes, I was the president of the Collin County Ballet Guild. I actually put that together, and we got that nonprofit put together and performing throughout Collin County. I was on the executive board of the Rape Crisis Center for Collin County for several years. I then moved to the advisory board. The executive board was costing an awful lot of money. It's what we were providing for that. I was the psychological counsel for Mothers Against Drunk Driving for North Texas, and worked down in Austin with that organization and some of the courts. The part of my practice has been providing therapy. The other large part of my practice has been providing court-related services. I'm a forensic psychologist. So Dallas County courts, Collin County, Denton, Rockwall. I try not to do any work in the county where I'm residing, so I don't want to do any work here for Hunt County. It's a little awkward when you run into somebody in the grocery store that you told the judge was a little off kilter and couldn't see their kids anymore, or was not ready to leave jail.
I understand that.
All I can say is I think she's a little too highly qualified
Overqualified.
for
Is that
that
what you're saying?
position over there.
I think he's trying to get out of his duties over there.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing him going, there's a lot of work. that goes with it."
He didn't know that was coming when he accepted that position.
No, thank you very much
Yes.
for applying to be on this committee. We really need good committee members,
Yes.
someone that really cares about this area. And you do.
Yes, I do.
I know.
so, since there is 2 positions on the board, I would like to know what y'all would like to do.
I think legally we have to let it post at least for, what is it, for 72 hours, I think it is, to allow other applications. However, it is on the website, it is constantly posted that we are accepting applications. And we've yet, we had 1 or 2 previous. They haven't turned those back in again. But we do have to mention that we will be having open positions, just legally. But other than that,
I think we should take them until next month,
when we do,
we actually have positions.
only because we have to legally post it for people to apply. Nothing against you at all.
No.
I'm all about making sure everything's legal, so.
She's the best for any legalities.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have a motion on the floor?
Did you want to do
No,
that,
go
or do you
ahead.
want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I make a motion that we table the application put in by Donna Milburn until the next meeting when we have the open positions and we've had time to post on the internet the open positions for people to fill out the application, which is available online at westtawakoniedc.com.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Well, we have to,
We have to wait for red.
I mean, it will pass anyways because it's free.
We'll wait for red to get back.
No, it runs away at important times. But he always runs away at the important times.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting that in.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you a lot. Thank you.
I might need to talk to her.
I can't believe it, Pam, no joke. I mean, I didn't get no hints or nothing, I can't.
Her
My
hubby's
God,
been sick
huh?
too. Her hubby's been sick too.
Yeah, I know you've been taking care of him, I know.
We're waiting on you, sir.
The motion on the floor was that we table her application and
I'm just sure.
make sure that we have the other applications in the next month, decide on the two positions that will be available next month.
Because we have to legally have it posted that there's available positions so that the general public can apply. So we just need you to say you agree.
I
Thank you.
thought that was automatic anyway.
Well,
Not the I part, just the.
So,
should be.
so the only other thing that we need to do is go into executive session to discuss some economic things that are on the table that I know about that you guys will know about. So we go back to that. Thank you.
Stay on.
Thank you, Chief.
You have to go out there?
We have to go executive session.
Adios, Feliz año nuevo.
Happy New Year, you guys. All the best to you.
You too.
Always a pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
And nice to meet you, young lady.
You too.
See you down the road.
Yay.
Yeah, I see how you set that up.
Thanks for your service.
You know, we might be able to. I'll set that. All
Bye-bye.
right, take care. We'll see you later.
Okay.
And we're live.
Okay. Okay, the time is 8:45, returning out of executive session. No action was taken during executive session other to discuss future economic development in the city. Okay. So,
No, citizens. There's no-
no citizens are here for citizens input.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll say.
All in favor?
Anybody else need any clothes?
I'll take a couple more, because I got some to have.
You don't know how tempted I was to take some of those cards myself. They're so pretty.
Did you make them, guys?
No.
Oh, I said, if you were